was young, I used to sing a song, "When you call me, I will answer." Wait until when I was called to join STEM is when I realized the weight of the song. The call was not easy for me. Like it was hard for me to accept joining STEM. I had to pray about it, to consult people who are my relatives and people who are concerned about my life. And so, giving me a green button to go ahead. Then I asked God, is this your mission for me? Is this what you want me to do? I had many plans that I wanted to do after campus, but now STEM came in, and I accepted the call, and I feel convicted that God is the one calling me to join STEM. Now the journey begins after convocation of my predecessor, when the student of Machakos University came to receive me, and also the student of my former university came to say goodbye to me. And when I realized that now it is me and God, and I began the journey right after the convocation. I was given the key to the STEM house, and as I joined the STEM house, I sat there lonely thinking about God, in a foreign land. I've never been in Machakos. There's nobody who I know here. It's now me and you. When this work failed, it's you, God. I remember praying to God and telling him that, God, if this work failed, it's you. When it succeeds, it's you, God. It's not my glory, but glory be back to you. So the journey begins. I begin attending the exec meetings. I remember us having endless meetings. Sometimes we had disagreements. Sometimes, even lobbying idea was very hard. Sometimes even arriving to a decision was not very easy. But I bless the Lord that all these things are working good for me and for the sake of his kingdom. And I want to thank so much for the former executive and the current executive of Machakos University and Daystar University for accepting me and also giving me opportunity to serve in their Christian union, and always giving me time to even lobby the ideas and even share my thoughts on some things concerning their Christian unions. Thank you also for my team leader, who always came in whenever things were tough, and he would call me to ask me how are the things. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. I remember also going to fellowships, Friday fellowships, and just having a fellowship together with a student was an amazing moment for me, just to reflect and meditate and worship God. I also remember just, during the Sunday service when we used to just have a good fellowship. I can't forget 2 services in Machakos University, which was a warm time for me, just to sit with the speakers and to share, to reflect on how the sermon was. It was really things that I would miss in my life. Thanks so much to with the different kinds, of worship in Daystar and Machakos. When I was in Daystar, I used to wear, just casually like a human being, just to be part of them. When I'm in Machakos, I used to a bit be official. The two dynamic kind of worship made me to be flexible and know that the diversity in worship between the two campuses. And this really helped me to even understand how we as young generation, we reason out, in terms of worshiping our God, in terms of kind of the way we want to worship God, to express in terms of our clothing, our dressing, our talks, and everything. I can't forget about the warm hugs in Daystar. I used to have. Thank you so much, student of Daystar. And so I really bless the Lord for this opportunity, serving with the student. Just having, I remember sometimes sitting down with the students and we having tea together in cafeteria in Daystar, and also some in Machakos, just doing mentorship and also practicing my part of counseling, and which I really saw many people pouring their heart and sharing out their issues, which really moved me. And I saw God moving. I saw students who confess, and they even some were giving their life to Jesus. And that is something that I'm grateful for, and I bless the Lord. And when I remember, such activities, I remember we going to missions, from one mission to one mission, being given opportunity to preach from open air to the different platform. I thank God for those opportunities, because I've made a lot of friends in Daystar together with Machakos University. We have created a good bond, which I bless the Lord for that. And today, student ministry has been so wonderful for me. And I thank also God for the challenges that came across. Sometimes, of course, I can't fail to talk about, sometimes you will face opposite gender, where a student, crush on you, for lack of a better word. And so these were some of the mountains for me on how should I deal with all these things. But God gave me grace to handle such situations. I also want to say some of the challenges, like disagreement we had. Sometimes students, they have different view of the gospel, and sometimes they will disagree just on certain issues. But I bless the Lord, who help us to even come to a conclusion and an agreement about his right path and his word. Also forget about the associate work. Associate really welcomed me well. And I remember we had a retreat at Machakos Hotel, and it was a time just knowing who associates are and what do they do. And so having fun with them was really amazing time for me. They also welcomed me into their homes. I remember us having home fellowships, Bible studies, different meetings, leadership meetings, and all those platforms where they really showed love to me. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you gave to me to serve with you in Machakos. And also so much for the support you gave me during COVID-19 period. Just showing love by supporting me in terms of, just praising me with the shopping. I bless the Lord. Thank you. You've been really good friends for me during this time of service. You've been an encouragement to me, and I bless the Lord for all of you. The biggest mountain was the fundraising. This was the biggest challenge for me when I joined STEM. And I asked God, 264,000, where will I get this? Being an orphan without mom and dad, and with knowing who will I call. I remember after short staff orientation, being impacted and being equipped on how to do a fundraising. Now when I was in the real ground, calling people, calling friends, and they were like, oh, I will support you, I will support you. But when the end month comes, you don't see even some of their names. These were discouraging messages for me. But I bless the Lord, who even brings people who I didn't know to support me. People who even I never thought of supporting me in STEM. They came in and they assisted me. And I thank God that I will raise this money. Thanks to all my supporters who you believed in me during this term of my service. Thank you so much. May God bless you and do you good. I have also created friends with you, and I know that you will continue to pray with me as I transit to my next level where God is taking me. Thanks to Focus Secretariat, who organized several meetings, several trainings, several retreats, just for me to be impacted, just for me to be empowered, just for me to learn and gain a lot of skills, for me to be prepared for this STEM ministry. The SOT, the retreat, the induction, all those have really gained a lot. I have been made more than somebody who I was before. And I thank God for all this training. I have learned the skills of even how to save money. I have learned the skill on how to count every shillings. I have learned the skills on how to plan my day from the beginning of the week. I have learned several skills on how even to preach my interpersonal relationship with people. I have learned a lot, even the skills of preaching. Thanks so much, Focus Secretariat, for organizing and giving me opportunity to serve in STEM staff. Because indeed, I've come to realize that I needed STEM more than the STEM needed me. Thank you so much. You've made me to be who I am and who I will be in future. May God bless you and do you good for the great work that you have done. And in conclusion, the whole STEM program, I can say that indeed, through the thick and through the thin, when I'm looking back, God has been faithful. I didn't know that this 1 year will end, but I thank God. I thought that I was giving God 1 year, but instead God was giving me 1 year to serve Him. And I can say this, that STEM is indeed more than a volunteer. It is a calling. Thank you so much, and may God bless you and do you good.